Well, good evening. Hello and welcome. It's me again. And me, you haven't forgotten, it's Joy. Joy Ruffin coming to you from the Sunshine State, Florida. And it's always good to be with you now. We had a long holiday weekend. I hope you enjoyed yours as much as we did. It's always good to have those long weekends, and they are meaningful, they are needed, required, and oftentimes just what the doctor ordered. So I hope that you are doing well and all is well because we are going into the thick, actually, we're there, of summer. What is summer? It's hot, it's breezy, it's cool, it's temperate, it's everything. It's got a combination of all the weathers, no matter where you are and where you live and which part of the state of the country. But the bottom line is most times you want to be what? Comfortable. You want to be comfortable, you want to be at ease, breezy and cool, no matter where you are, no matter what the weather. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight because we're going to be talking about shorts. It's a good subject. It's a good subject. So I'm asking you, and welcome. Welcome for being here. Thank you for being here. Invite your friends, tag them, and let them know that we're here. If you're here, hello and welcome all of my friends here, my loyal and faithful, then most likely you know of someone who wants to be here as well and will enjoy the show. Knowing that this is the holiday weekend, what I'm going to say is that if you're coming in a little bit later, which most probably will do, we have the lay of the land now that most of us have been doing this live streaming for a while. Just put in hashtag replay so that I'll know that you were there. Because I look and I see all the numbers of the people who came to watch. And oftentimes I don't see that they put in hashtag replay. So my Roz, thank you for that because I know you're busy, you come and you go, but you always let me know that you're here. And I'm grateful for that. One of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, I have these three names, right? I have my name, Joy Ruffin / Oak. Ruffin is my maiden, which I use for most everything, and Oak is the married name. And then I have the disruptor and redundancy. Now, the disruptor, I gave myself that name. It's a buzzword now that's pretty popular because over time, I might gain a few and lose a few because that's the nature of life. Because I will be sharing a lot with you about image and presence and your style and what you're wearing as it relates to fashion that you might not want to hear. We don't know what we don't know. And this subject tonight, shorts, it's a good one because most of you know that this show is geared for that ageless woman. I don't like putting an age number on this woman because she could be at any age. But it means that her energy, her vibrancy, her youthfulness is still active, alive, and vibrant. She could be 20 and be an old lady. She could be 80 and be a young woman, lady. So it depends. So I don't like to number stuff. I'm a happy senior and happy to be here and old school and happy to be. Yet, so many people are fighting the aging process. And it's understood. It really is. And yet, there's a way that you can do it that is pleasant and graceful, and it adds charm and grace to your image as opposed to doing the opposite. And if you've not been here before and you're interested, you can sign up for a complimentary and where you can also download your free complimentary ebook, which is really something that I think as a beginning entry into style, which we're not talking about fashion, is something that you need to know. And by the way, if you're not on this page, there's a link up there that you can click so that I can know that you're here and get your comments and respond to them. That's really, really important. And as always, I thank you for stopping by because I realize the time. Remember that other name is redundancy. I do repeat things over and over, but for a reason. And if you have questions, really embrace questions because they let me know that you're attentive and you're tuned in and you have to have questions. Sometimes when it's new and you don't know the person and you're hesitant for a lot of reasons, understood. But over time, I'm hoping that you will not hesitate and you will ask, especially something that you struggle with. And this subject tonight is a subject for many, many women that they do struggle with shorts, especially that ageless woman who is a little bit more mature, has had a little bit more life experiences like childbirth and maybe hospitalization and some kind of hospital issues and all other types of issues. Your body changes. And what we did when we were preteens, teenagers, and youth, as far as young ladies, can no longer be. And that's the reality. And yet you and I both see many who just for whatever reason refuse to accept that fact. If you've also not joined my Facebook group, Style with Joy, please do. You're welcome and you're invited, and we need your input. And towards the end, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about relationships. But for now, let me just go back to the beginning. My name, you know, so there's no need in putting that up there. I hope you know it. You know, it's, my friend once said to me, it's always dead to assume anything. Don't assume anything. What I'm really going to attempt to do is stay away from catchy phrases. And I also want to keep this show under 30 minutes for a reason, for something that I'm going to be attempting as far as the videos as we move forward. Now, let's talk about shorts. Well, who needs an introduction to shorts? Not anyone, I don't think. Not tonight, anyway. We're going to talk about the most popular types of shorts. And we can define shorts as a type of trouser that is short. We have so many different types. But tonight we're going to talk about 5. You know, I like the numbers 3 and 5. But this is true. There are 5 basic major short styles. And there are about 8 or 10 others, depending on you and where you live and everything else. So what I'm going to do is start off showing you and talking with you about some of the, let me just bring this over here, and then I'm going to come back on the screen. I'm going to start talking about the 5 major basic ones. And I don't know if I have these aligned in order as I speak to you about them. I will really attempt to keep them in line. And when it comes to the ageless woman, and I want you to keep in mind my description of that woman. By the way, let me give you a big qualifier before we get going here. Everything changes, and yet it remains the same. There are standardized length, size, width, and all of that for almost any and every type of garment. But when it comes to shorts, pants, trousers, it varies, and it has so many different variations. We can't cover all of it tonight. So some of the things I'm going to say to you will be broad-based understandings, but I want you to keep in mind that pretty much the basic standardization of what I'm talking about has remained. There are always variations, and the variation that I'm talking to you about tonight, right here, this one that's on the screen, is your Bermuda short. Now, the Bermuda short predominantly is a walking short or a dress short, it can be. They usually end about 1 inch above the knee. Now, you're looking here at a Bermuda short. And there's some other names that we'll get into. The next one that's coming up will be a knee length short. Now, you might look and say, well, this is a knee length, but bear in mind, big qualifiers and can be so confusing. And you don't really have to know the ins and outs. All you have to know is, do you like it? The Bermuda short usually, and the key word is usually, there are no absolutes, comes with a cuff. Now, you can see a cuff here, but it's almost like, I would say, beyond 1 inch below the knee, but it's still considered a Bermuda short. And that said, when you look at it, you can see that. And then here is another. Some people classify this as a Bermuda short. Some people classify it as a knee-length short. What is the difference? As the name suggests, the knee length usually ends at the knee. So let's go back. What is the difference between this Bermuda short and this knee-length short? Don't get into semantics. Just decide on which one do you like the best. Whenever I bring me into the picture, it's only to give you as an example. Me with my horrific chubby little knees would not ever be able to wear a Bermuda short above the knee. It would have to be below with the cuff. And so for me, it's probably going to be the knee length short. But that's a personal call always. And knee length means that it's below the knee, at the end of the knee. Now let's talk about legs before we go any further. Some people have nice, long, slender legs and great knees, thin knees, no chubby fat and all of that around the knee, and no great big separation between the knee and the back of the inner thigh as you go up. And it's an attractive knee and look, the leg. Others, not so. Once you go above the divide between the knee and the thigh, that's where you get into major, major concerns. And you've heard me say this before, redundancy, remember? Some people or some women don't care. Personally, my friend, I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that at all. I think that they've just given up and they say, who cares and what difference does it make? And they console themselves with that outlook, that mindset. I think it's a cop out, but yet I understand. There's no judgment, but it doesn't have to be. This knee length is pretty good for most women who have issues with their knees or even their legs for that matter. Just keep that in mind. Now, again, here's a knee length. You can have the knee length where it will have a slit on the side. It can be, let me just see if I can do this. My cursor, it can have a slit up the side. It can be the front. It can be the back. There's so many different variations for it. And it all depends on the look that you want. You can have a zipper front, a zipper side, a zipper in the back. I mean, it depends on your body shape and what's the best look for you. It can be an elasticized waist. It can be ever. Ron says, oh, I never wear shorts. My knees and hips are not, you and me both, Roz. But you know what? We can wear them from time to time. Part-day holiday week. I like that. Good for you. Good for you. One of the things that you're going to find when it comes to, let's just see here, if I can do this. One of the things that you're going to find is that you're going to discover which one is best for you. That's all this is to show you. If you care, and I don't believe in that people don't care. I just don't buy into that. And it's hard for me. My clicker here is having a hard time working. I don't know what it is. It's a temperamental thing. I have a new, what do you call it? Mouse, and it is not doing what it needs to do. Let me just see if I can do this. Hold on, you never know. There we go. All right, here's where I ended with the knee length. Now, that's a popular one. We saw this one. Let's go here. What do you think this might be? By the way, there are other names, and I'm just going to highlight them. And you tell me, this is a Jamaican short, maybe? A pedal pusher short? Toreador short? Woohoo! Capri short? A chino short? A cutoff short? A wrap short? And a slip short. A lot of different shorts. This is just a wide leg, knee length. Can be called culotte, could be crop. That's culotte, crop, and a gaucho pant is very confusing for a lot of people because the length and the inseam can be very different. But your assignment is to find out which one works best for you. Now, what do you think this might be? What do you think this could be? This is what they call and they label a boyfriend short. And you see a lot of these distressed, torn jeans. Let me just say this right off the bat. This is for a young person. Can you imagine a 50, 60, 70-year-old woman wearing something like this? I don't care how fantastic and glorious her body might be. Here again is another variation of the boyfriend short, not as long, or the boy short is what they call it. Depending on your leg and the toning and the shape, if you have a lot of creepy skin, sunburnt spots in your skin, a lot of discoloration from shaving maybe your legs, and not the best shaped leg, because aesthetically, you're looking for things that are aesthetically appealing. Your body is gorgeous, whatever body type it is, and whatever shape it's in to an extent, if you're healthy and you're looking after it. But there are just certain things that if you really have a high regard for self, There are just certain things that you're not going to venture into because you know they don't work for you. And this, depending on your age and the fitness of your body, it all depends on what you want to wear and how you want to wear it. Now, I'm showing you this for a reason. God forbid, I'll solo this. This is called, you know what it is? It's called the booty short. How many women would you really want to see with the derriere like this, hiding out from the back? You remember a couple of weeks ago, I spoke to you about the two B's and the two D's. Well, here we're talking about the derriere, the B-U-T-T, and the buttocks, and whatever name you want to give it, booty. This is tasteless and tacky no matter how you see it. And for those women who have daughters that allow them to go out with something like this, when it comes to femininity and sexuality, you wonder what to say, and you wonder how to say, and then you wonder, there's nothing to say. What can you say? Tacky, crass, crude, slutty, tasteless. That's it. Here is a short that's another variation of the boyfriend short. And this can be, depending on your body and your shape and your age and your size, can be a very comfortable short to wear. And what I want to go, oh, leather. Well, leather is in. It's even in for the summer, believe it or not, because there's so many ways that you can finish leather now where it's lighter and very breezy and lightweight, and it can be worn in different ways. This has a nice scallop design. And for a young girl with a great body, or mature for that matter, if you have great legs and knees and thighs, and you want to wear something like this because it is summer and it's hot, then go for it. Now we're talking about what can work for most ageless women. Now this is a little exaggerated. It's a high waist skirt, and it has the dividing leg there, but underneath, and it's pleated. So it's a little bit more of a design. This could be longer or shorter, depending on you and your preference. But if you're wanting cool and breezy and it's hot and humid and muggy wherever you are, and you want breeze and comfort, then something like this can work. You can get this in all different types. Now here's what's called a wrap short. Again, I don't know how many of you remember Raquel Welch back in the day when she's running around in something very close to this. It's loose and it's comfortable and it's breezy. And if you have the body for this, this can be a great looking wrap skirt to wear, rather. It really is. The coloration and all of that and the fabric is really good. My cursor is very temperamental. Now here's something that I want you to take a real good look at, because this has style. It has pizzazz, it's elevated and upgraded, and depending on your body, shape, and your style, there's so many ways that this can be worn with a belt, without a belt, high waist, low waist. You can design this in so many different ways. You can make the leg, the skirt underneath a little bit longer. We've mentioned many times a good dressmaker, a good tailor, but here you have unlimited options. Remember that the boyfriend short is a loose fitting short, but the skirt is a skirt or shorts with the skirt attached. So you want to make sure of that. And you want to make sure that the presence that you're permitting, ooh, no, she says. Now here's another skirt. Skirts are really, really good for the summer, especially for that woman who is not comfortable with her legs, her thighs, and her body shape as far as maybe when she was much younger. Life has happened. So if you want to wear something like this because it's breezy, it's cool, it has the ruffles, it's feminine, it's soft, and it's breezy enough, and you can make it as long or as short as you like for it to be, and it can be very comfortable. Shorts, if you're going to wear them, you want to be very, very mindful about your legs, your knees, and your thighs. And my friend, let's get real. Usually after a certain age, it's a work of art to look out and see a beautiful young girl. And I'm not talking about exterior beauty. I'm talking about a body and a mind, and you hear the words and the conversation, you know that here's somebody who's thinking here, and yet they're young and they're firm and they're toned and they look great and they got great legs and they're wearing shorts and they look great and they look comfortable and they're breezy and they're at ease with it. You can see it, you sense it, you feel it. And then you see someone else walk in and maybe they're 50, 60, 70 and they have on shorts and you say to yourself, God bless, and you say, why? What was the purpose there? I'm trying to go back and my cursor is so temperamental. I don't know what's going on here, but we'll find out. It all depends on the person. Again, I'm saying to you, Nicole says, oh no, I love that. You want to be sure that if you're going to wear them, you get the right ones for you. And you be mindful of your legs, your knees, and your thighs. Because not every woman can wear shorts. Even when they're young, there are many who ought not to be wearing them. And the same applies for leggings, jeggings, and tights. But bear in mind, I said to you, there are big qualifiers here when it comes to shorts. It depends on you. You have to find what's going to work best for you. Now, here's just the zipper can be in the front, it can be on the side, it can be in the back, depending on the style of the short. And this one, I don't have to say anything else about that, right? You got that one. You understand that, and you don't want to wear that. Now, this distress look, whether it's a short boyfriend short or whether it's long pair of jeans, ankle length or regular length, this look is popular. I don't know what I can tell you about this one because casual is so in. I think you have to decide whether you're in the entertainment industry or you're in the real world because this you wear, and how is what you need to be asking yourself. Gaucho, culottes, cropped, wide leg, palazzo, whatever name you want to give it. This can be, as it is here, below the knee. It can be 2 to 3 inches below. It could be an inch below. It could be at the top of the knee, above, whatever you wanted. If you wanted to wear something like that, it would depend on you. Knee length, Bermuda and boyfriend shorts are the most popular for most women who think that because it's summer and it's hot and they want to wear pants, that they should wear pants like this. By the way, all the other names that I mentioned to you, and I just want you to know, because they're important, there's a pedal pusher short, which is about 2 inches below the knee. This can get so confusing and can become so convoluted that you say, oh my goodness, shorts, Jamaican shorts, which are between the knee and the crotch line, so many variations there, the name doesn't mean a darn thing. Capri shorts, 3 to 5 inches. Now, pedal pusher shorts and capri shorts are oftentimes mixed up. Capri shorts are 3 to 5 inches below the knee, and pedal pusher shorts ends about 2 inches below the knee. So you see the variation and the big qualifier there. It all depends on you. And then there's a chino, which is just a cotton twill or a fabrication that has a twill design, more or less. And the cutoff short, raggedy shorts, which we showed you, they're very popular. And they're very popular for young girls only, really. That's an opinion. It's not an opinionated opinion, but it's an opinion. Wrap shorts and slip shorts. Slip shorts are another type of short that's very popular depending on you. You have to decide on the presence that you want to bring to the table, how you want to present. And if you are going to say that you don't care and it doesn't matter, that's another saga. That's another story. I don't buy it. And I don't really think one does either, but it's just what they say because maybe you started off wearing and when you were young and then your body changes and everything happens and you continue to wear them still, you don't give a hoot. But if you're in your backyard or in your home and you're doing gardening and all that other good stuff and you have them around the house, fine. But then if you're running out to Walmart or to any other place, I think you really need to stop and think and maybe put on a skirt or something where that's covered because aesthetically it's not appealing and nobody really likes to look. And that's what you want. You want admiration and respect for how you appear, your presence and your image when you're before people. And the women that we're talking to here, we're talking to women who want to lead, women who want to show up and be at their best in what they're doing. And that's what the whole bottom line is about. Image, I thought about this for quite a while here. An image, the IMAGE, image, it's how you want to illustrate who you are. And the M is how you want to marry the magic of you to who you are and how you want to be the authentic you. And I love this, the G, which is the gateway to all the real, that's genuine and the gold within you. And E is how do you want to express it so that it empowers you and others. Oh, I love that. I came up with that. That was a creative nightmare that I had that came out to be a good dream. Who knows? Anyway, my friend, I want you to start thinking about your decorum, your deportment, and your demeanor because they matter. And they have to matter to you enough so that you want to pull yourself together in the best way, that you always show up looking your best and being at your best. Because remember, we're talking about female trailblazers, heart-centered leaders, agents of change, purpose-driven, and you never can leave out the cosmic healers. Because these are the women that we want to embrace and bring into the fold. And until that day arrives, who knows what's going to be. So I want you to be thinking about shorts in the most positive light and how they apply to you and how you want to wear them. And there are all kinds of different types and styles. You want to find the 1, 2, or 3 that best fit your body. And then you want to, as the kids say today, you want to rock it. And that's a good thing. But don't do the tasteless kind of, the booty short is so gross that I can't even begin to tell you. And if you have daughters, don't allow them to go out in the house. I mean, I know that I volunteer with these young juvenile girls, and I know how overwhelming they can be, and they're knowing it all, not knowing much of anything. And yet so many parents, because they're busy attempting to give the kids all that they can, they allow them to go out because they don't see and they don't recognize, and they're shopping for themselves, who knows, and they're wearing these type of things out because they think that represents their sexuality and femininity. And if anything, it diminishes it in the worst way. So what I want you to do is join me tomorrow night at 7 for another leading lady who's going to be talking about a lot of stuff that all of us are dealing with. And before I leave, I want you also to know, for those of you especially who are going to be watching the replay, that if you are about building good, hearty relationships and you want to build the best relationships possible, I want you just to type in key in the comments, and then what will be delivered to you will be an outline of the 4 major different types of personalities. And your quiz will be the discovery of your style. And then you'll be able to gain and get insight to the other styles that you want to communicate with so that it becomes a win-win for both of you. This is about the bank code. It is not my link that you'll be channeled to, but it will give you the quiz. You take the quiz and then you discover your style and you see what the other styles are all about. And Google has adopted this as their major, I would say, means of opening up their communications with the employees within and the people that they're connecting with, because it's really important. Communications will always be what it is, but it's changing tremendously because of technology. But yet that ability, I had a young girl say to me the other day, Miss Ruffin, I know my social skills lack. Because they do. These kids, they're here all the time. They don't get a chance to really interact with other people. And that's where you and I come into the fold, because it's our responsibility to allow them to learn how to express their own sense of who they are in the most positive way. So my friend, join me tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, same station, same time. And what you can do for me, if you are watching this for the first time, do type in #replay so that we'll know that you were here. And also tag your friends and let them know that they can join us here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Until then, be well, take care, and look after you first. Do the best that you can, because then you'll be able to look after and care for many, many others. Thank you as always. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining me. It's always good to see you. I know how busy we all are, and I know the time factor. So when I see you drop in and say hello, it warms my heart, and I'm honored that you are. You be well and take care of you. Do the best that you can, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Take care. Until then, so long for now.